This is week 13, episode 12. Coming back home to play in the Coliseum.
Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. We are just moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Oakland Raiders. I'll be back with you again with scores around the league at halftime, but kickoff right around the corner. And standing by to call the action, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Oakland, California. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between our visitors and the Oakland Raiders. Hi again, everyone. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. The streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Chargers, things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point. But boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of NC State. It's Phillip Rivers.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, and that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe he leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
380! Mike is 59. Mike is 59. I'm coming after you.
First down, Rivers. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a week more time the ball, they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance. Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. With that, let's check out how the Chargers line up on offense.
I have to admit, I've rather enjoyed watching Melvin Gordon's improvement as he's developed as an NFL player, because it started for me in college. Every year he was in school, he would add something extra to his game. First year, he knew how to run. He wanted to add pass receiving to his game. The next year, he wanted to add pass protection to his game.
Double coverage, and it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today. So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference. And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Here's Peter. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. It's Melvin Ingram on the tackle.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
Now! Right here, over there, right? 180! 180, we're good, we're good! 180!
On second down, here's Mixon. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much, as he's down to the 48. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there, let's get in there. Easy, easy, kill! 49, guys, Mike, 49.
Throwing his car on third down. And he's getting pressure. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 25-yard line. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
Now, 185. 49. I want that. Give me that.
Mixon with a first down carry. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Right here, right here.
On 2nd and 9. Carr. Here's Carr. Touchdown, Raiders. Tyrell Williams. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Sturgis for the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. This is taken at his 4. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go!
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And look at the defensive starters now for the Raiders. They were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
But when you hold someone to just 6 points in a game, the feeling that you have among your team is you're not going to lose very many of those. That's the way to get it done.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Tighten up, pull it together.
Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back Gordon. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Rivers is dropped. Cleveland Farrell in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. Means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Go!
Mike's 49.
That's it!
Carr going to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. On 2nd down now, Mixon. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Yeah, baby.
That's now 4 tackles for loss if you add the 3 he had last week to the 1 here in the first quarter.
And some of it comes from vision. And when you're playing defensive end, especially with those teams that want to take their D-ends and move them out a little bit wider so they can see into the offensive backfield, they can see things develop, able to make plays, then they use their athletic ability to take over and spill them.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And get his man complete. A big play that time for the Raiders. 41 yards.
You had to figure they'd take a shot downfield on 3rd and long, so the old cliche came into mind right away for me. Who wants it more? You always hear about receivers, you hear about their hands, their moves, their speed. How about the positioning and the desire to go get that one out of the air?
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
Now Joe Mixon. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Carr. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the lead moves to 10-zip. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny, when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first two drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And this passing game's whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
They only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little pressure going at the quarterback on an expected passing situation.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Yeah, that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
He's crashing. He's chipping.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. He's got the first down here and then some, but a penalty flag down. This could very well be coming back. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. When people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
From the gun, it's Carr. Got an open man, it's Aikman. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, and that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he goes across the 20 to the 22. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, so from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
49. 694.
Mike's 49.
Hey, high 7.
Oh, yeah. And here we go again.
To throw on 3rd down. And the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down. They had points on their first 2 possessions, a touchdown and a field goal, but this time, defense stands strong.
Would you say that things maybe are trending now in the right direction for them?
Better than drives 1 and 2.
There's no doubt about it. Now maybe they can exhale a little bit, gather themselves, and really get back into this game.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Chargers offense now, they get set to head back on the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go. because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Vontaze Burfict, the one to get him down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports.
Set 180. Set 180.
Good track. Good track.
On second down, they'll run with Gordon. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it third down at 6.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I'd like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. Not much going on this drive. Looks like they're going to have to punt it away, CD.
And right now, I know a lot of their fans are screaming for the OC to change things up, get away from what he's been calling. Sometimes you just need better execution of the plays that have been called.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Down. 180. 180. We're good. We're good. 180. That's it.
Nixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he'll take this up to about the 7 or 8 yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
That first down run could not have turned out worse for our defense, because when they came out on the field, their #1 mission, keep them stacked up close to their goal line, and at worst, create great field position for their offense.
Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
2nd and short. Is it a no-brainer to think I give it to my fullback and I pick it up?
You would think a no-brainer, but that time able to hit him for a loss.
Yeah, definitely was not a gimme, was it?
The Raiders on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Carr. And a first down and more past the 20. As he'll take this up to the 22-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
On first down, Nixon. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes, and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
They'll roll him out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
93. 93.
Mike part 2. Mike part 2. Focus, defense, focus.
Now Carr. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
You see me? You
safety, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't.
Carr rolling to his right. Catch is made by Hunter Renfrow. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great, and what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
White Monday down.
Carr gives it off to Washington. And just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
I'm here all day. I'm 637. 52.
Now Carr. Hits his running back, Pilo. They've got another 1st down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
I think the good offensive coordinators in the league now are looking at the fullback position and finding the right guys to hide in that spot and increase their passing game, as we just saw there. How about the run after catch? Racked him.
Well, yeah, whether it's a true fullback, a tight end you put in the fullback spot, you know they're going to be tough to bring down if you can get them the football in the passing game.
Down. Wide 8.
Check back, check back.
They'll give it to Mixon. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. A pickup of 4 on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
White Monday down.
Here's a run with Mixon. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Joe Mixon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Sturgis adds the PAT, and that makes our score 17-0. That one in the books as a 12-play drive, and it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. They haven't been able to get him on track. They haven't been able to get this offense on track. No points so far.
Maybe it's time to start doing a few different things. Throwing the ball a little bit, maybe featuring other people touching it for a while, and then you've got a chance to come back to him when things have changed a little bit. They have to make an adjustment.
There's still time for him here as we sit in the 2nd quarter. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Rivers, Benjamin's got it. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open, and that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Rivers on the money, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Chewing up big yardage, another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Throwing Rivers. It's complete to Williams. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
They made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for.
53, Mike.
Throwing, Rivers. Got a man, it's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. That time a 6-play drive, and it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. This one taken from the 7. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe.
49, guys. Mike, 49.
On 2nd and 11 now. Carr under a heavy rush, and down he goes. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here. So pressure gets to him again. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's the Raiders punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Well, Rivers throw into the hands of Gordon, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Rivers has been through this many times as he'll hustle his guys to the line. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right? Not an actual player, not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Now the question, what do you do here? Time not really an issue. You got over a minute, but you figure from this spot you'd need a good 50, 60 yards to even consider a field goal try.
Yeah, so there's optimism there, but there's also a little bit of restraint, right? You got to make sure you don't take a sack here. Don't end up in the end zone. Ball gets stripped. You could give up 2 points in that occasion, or maybe even 6 if you can't get out and recover it yourself. So make sure you protect the guy throwing the football if indeed that's the plan of attack.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. Nixon hit, and all the ball is out. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Here's the Raiders punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's fielded at the 34. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Charger drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wind up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13. So let's get an update on what's going on. We'll get started out at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City, where it was the visiting Broncos who were able to come in and get the road victory. Emmanuel Sanders, a touchdown catch in the victory. From there, we'll head to Buffalo to check on the Bills at home in New Era Field. And right now, they have the lead over the visiting Dolphins. Josh Allen has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's get to Pittsburgh. Check on the Steelers at home at Heinz Field. And they were losers in that one to the visiting New York Giants. Nelson Aguilar, over 100 yards receiving and a touchdown catch as well. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. On play action, it's caught. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Melvin Ingram make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
They'll set up the screen here to mix it. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Rivers now from the 50. He's airing it out for Williams. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now Rivers. That's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Rivers now, just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Rivers now, this is caught by Williams. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
Haven't met a defensive coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job. Hold him to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on 1st down. Got a power ahead with 1. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
And the kick by Elliott is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down the playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Denzel Perryman there to bring him down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appered to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Kill.
Hey, 734.
Kill, turn up.
Looking to throw on second down. Carr. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Down.
49 to Mike.
180. 180. We're good. 180. We do it.
They'll run on first down. Nixon. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Again, it's Mixon. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Joey Bosa with the tackle for loss. How about that pedigree in his family?
Yeah, some good pedigree. Tell us about it, Mr. Davis.
Dad played in the NFL, first-round draft pick. Uncle was a first-round draft pick. He's got a brother coming behind him. But Joey Bosa, guy plays really, really hard. He plays all aspects on defense.
And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 41-yard line.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Mixon. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down in the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 38, Carr. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
That's his 2nd sack of the game. The best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long.
We own them.
To throw is caught. Now they go screen. It's complete. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. It's a 6-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that's quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Allen, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Right back for Allen. This time he finds him complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. From the gun, Rivers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Khalil Mack with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
On is the Chargers punter now. He's been terrific so far. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is fielded at the 27. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now here come the Raiders. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, we're good, we're good. Ready? You're mine. 49. Hey, Zoo. 49. I'm here all day.
From the gun, Carr. Throw over the middle, finds Aikman. 8 yards on the completion, but they only face 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a carry here for their fullback. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
Down. You're wide at 8. 49 to Mike. Let's go, baby. New turnover. Later on. Get that ball. 49 to Mike. Watch 49. Hey, Haywood. 49, 49, guys. Mike, 49.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Carr will find his running back, Joe Mixon. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the draw, Carr leads to Washington.
That's where you belong.
Bobby McCain here, the one who brings him down.
49 to Mike. I smell Check that. We got Mike.
Right back to Washington. Oh, he's got a little daylight. That one's good for 35 yards on the ground and a first down. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
So first and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Now Pirine, and he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Samaje Pirine, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did, it worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy with the apple dropped on his head, right?
Sturgis for the extra point. And the lead now up to 14. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run from Samaje Pirine. Following the touchdown, here's Seibert now to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A first down throw here for Rivers. Completes it to Benjamin. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
On first and 10, Rivers. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. A gain of 6 there on first.
180.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
All day, every day, any day.
Rivers able to get this to Gordon. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
So here's a first and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. Rivers to throw it. He's got it to Williams. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 6 there on first.
Shit.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rivers, he's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. He was trying to hit Melvin Gordon there, and it'll bring up third down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get the 3rd down. They got
pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Credit the sack to Brandon Marshall.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal.
Hey, we heavy on the edges, heavy on the edges.
Hey, Hunt!
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53.
To Chris Rivers. This is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. To throw, Rivers. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Here's Rivers going underneath for Gordon. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's 4th down.
Completed pass brings up a 4th down situation. Do you play analytics on this one? Well, what do your analytics tell you about going for it here? I wonder what they would say.
They tell me you're down by this margin, 4th quarter. You're going. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal. They'll run for it. It's Gordon. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Gordon can't break through against this defensive line, and the Raiders hang tough down near the goal line. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10. They'll try and run with their fullback. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily, you're right, but he did there.
Come. Go, Chief. Twist.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. And quickly we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Move that down.
And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13.
Let him know, let him know.
This is Mixon. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on 3rd down. Now Carr. Incomplete. Nearly the pick they needed. They would have loved one there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. They got the win last week despite not having any interceptions. Tried to come up with one there, could not. But there's a stat category called PBU, pass breakup. That's important too, and they got one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it because at least you're there, knocking the ball around. Offense isn't possessing it, making plays downfield. And you just continue to harass the receivers, harass the quarterback, and maybe the big play does occur down the road.
Rivers and the Chargers now down by 2 touchdowns. 1:35 to go. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's see what you got.
Rivers on 1st down. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
So it looked like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers for Keenan Allen. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Working out of the gun. Rivers gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Rivers, 14 yards is the pickup there, and a Charger 1st down. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down. Rivers has been through this many times as he'll hustle his guys to the line. That's complete. It's Gordon. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. Now Rivers.
It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's looking to the guy to the backfield. Runs hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right.
And I think a lot of that is simply, if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage than you expect out of each play.
So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
so for the Raiders, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to